everyone. Well, welcome to this full day of eating. Now that I've finished doing all of my work and I am ready for the day, I'm going to be having my first meal, and it is actually 12 p.m. So I wanted to do this full day of eating because if you watched my 10,000 calorie challenge, you saw that I have quite the appetite. And if you also struggle with having a large appetite but you don't know how to control it, or if you want food ideas that'll help keep you satiated, then I think I'll be able to help you out with a few things. But even if you don't have like a huge appetite, I do eat relatively healthy and I follow more of a intuitive eating style. So I just pay attention, make sure that I'm hitting the numbers I'd like to with protein, make sure I'm having carbs for pre and post workout, and then having enough dietary fats. Yes, so it's late in the day. I don't eat first thing in the morning because this is a way that I kind of manage my appetite. So what I do is I stall on eating for as long as I possibly can in the morning. When I'm very busy, usually I'm in the lab, so doing lab work, things like that, or even at home, just working on doing a lot of writing. After I have like either a coffee or espresso, I'll just do some work and keep myself occupied until I have my first meal around lunchtime. That'll allow me to eat the bulk of the food that I'm eating kind of in a shorter time frame. And I like to bulk a lot of my food predominantly pre and post workout. So I'll show you what I'm having for my first meal. Okay, so first meal, I'm gonna be having egg whites and some cereal. So I'm going to measure out about a half a cup of cashew milk, which I will use as the milk in my cereal, because the cereal is actually unflavored. So it's like I flavor the milk to put in plain cereal to make it taste somewhat good. No, it tastes really good, I promise. I will stir this up and it will be my milk for cereal. This cereal is Kamut Puffs, and it's kind of like puffed rice cereal. I had to look up how to say this because I didn't want to say it wrong and offend anybody, so it's Kamut. It's completely unflavored, it's unsweetened. It tastes like puffed rice, so very plain puffed rice. You can have a lot of it for low amount of macros. So I'm gonna have 2 servings, which will only be 22 grams of carbs. And I will be putting my homemade milk that I made into here, and it'll taste delicious. So I don't want to pour the milk in now because I'm gonna eat my egg whites first and they'll get soggy. On top of the egg whites, you guys have probably seen these. These are like seasonings for popcorn. It's like 2 calories per serving, so it's basically nothing. And I just put a little bit on top of my eggs and then take out my hair and then eat it. So because the cereal is not sweetened or flavored, with the cashew milk with cinnamon and a little bit of sweetener, it tastes good.
Can I taste it?
No. So Jeff and I just booked a trip. Well, actually Jeff did it. He booked, here, take this.
Yep.
We're going to Egypt next month for my colleague's wedding, and she's getting married in Egypt. She's from Egypt. So she invited me. I'm actually her maid of honor. So, woohoo! So excited. Anyways, we are actually going to see a defense of somebody in my program, PhD program. And so we're gonna watch the defense, but on the way there, I'm still hungry, so I'm gonna eat an apple. This is Red Delicious. So the defense that we're going to right now, he's a bioinformatician. So all the work that he does is all on the computer, and he analyzes amino acid sequences of proteins that are intrinsically disordered, which is kind of like a niche field in science right now. It's a very hot topic, which is actually a component of my project because I look at the intrinsic disorder of the proteins associated with my project as well. Very nice guy and very, very smart. So I'm looking forward to his defense.
People could understand that protein has the structure based on amino acid sequence.
I thought it was good, but there was a lot of it that was very complex. He does very, very intense bioinformatics, so a lot of it was outside of my league. There was a few tidbits here and there that I think that would be useful for me to just even know about. What do you think?
As much as I heard, it sounded like it was just way over my head.
Yeah, it was very, very complex.
The only part I knew was the part about actin and myosin. That was it.
He was basically looking at particular characteristics of proteins that cause disease in every category. He was looking at the main mutational defects in cancer, so he was looking at P53 and caspase 8. So now I'm going into the lab, and I'm finishing up an experiment that I started yesterday, so I will see you in the lab. I'm about to start the experiment, which will be, if not the last, one of the last experiments before I defend my dissertation. So I'm pretty excited. Going to be silencing a protein in ovarian cancer cell lines and normal ovarian cells to see if the silencing of that particular protein will make the cell migrate less. Basically a test of metastasis, if I can kind of prevent or kind of mitigate ovarian cancer metastasis. So let's get started.
Like a program that could, with an algorithm that could determine how many people based off of weekday popularity.
I just got back from the lab and it is 4:30. I know that it's been a while since I've had anything to eat. Generally, I keep myself busy to eat a lot later. So right now I'm going to eat some vegetables. I will eat this entire bag. It has broccoli, cauliflower, and carrots. I'm also gonna have ground turkey that I made last night. I will top it with something basic like mustard or something like that. I don't restrict salting my food. I know that some people do. Oh, I have a ranch one. This is Dabba Ranch.
Dabba Ranch.
This is the best one. If you can find this one, this one is by far the best one in my opinion.
What are the macros like on those? I'm just curious.
For a serving, it's 2 calories. This is like 4 ounces of ground turkey. This is like the 99% lean one. And then right before the gym, I'll have some carbs or something like that. So I'll show you that. About to watch a review on Damn. By the way, Damn just came out and Jeff and I have been obsessively listening to it. Continuing to obsess by listening to other people obsess over it. This is what my food looks like. Ground turkey, vegetables. Cheers. I have a Powerade Zero, which I generally drink. I'm not like afraid of having artificial sugars. So this is a 0-calorie drink and it's delicious. I like them in every color. But this one is the blue one. This is flavor blue. I'm gonna have 2 scoops Prolific. Quite a bit of caffeine. If you are caffeine sensitive, I don't recommend doing this, especially this late at night. It's 6 p.m. I'm a little bit behind on food just because I've had a very busy day. Yes, and then 1 high volume. So this is for the pump. This is for energy. Watch Jeff's supplement science video. If you haven't watched it, you can learn all about the ingredients in these products. I'm thinking that I might do a separate video on my project if you guys are interested, but a lot of people ask me about it and I'd love to do that, but a lot of my data is not published, so that's just why I haven't really exposed too much of it. When you can't copy it, I'll tell you about it. So I'm gonna take this, and then I'm gonna eat some carbs, and then we're gonna go to the gym. This is really yummy, by the way. Oh, the flavors, cotton candy. And this one is Paradise Cooler, but I think we've mixed every single flavor together and they're all really good, so. Oh, I'm gonna get a brain freeze. I need a banana, and I'm gonna have some rice cakes. I'm gonna have a few of these caramel corn rice cakes. I'll probably have 4 of them. They're 11 grams of carbs per one, so it's like 44 grams. And then a banana. Show you what I bring with me on leg day when I plan on doing hip thrusts. And I bought this on Amazon. I highly recommend you get your own because most gyms, theirs are either really ratchet, they don't have them, or they're like broken. I always have a hip circle to warm up with. And I also have my own barbell collars.
Oops, you did. You had your own.
I have 1 barbell collar. Gyms they're usually very hard to find. I find that the ones that are like metal, that are like, you have to like clamp them. Apparently I'm not strong enough to use those because they're very hard. So I have these, got these on Amazon, and yeah, so 3 things, and then I bring me too. Can't forget that, and some music.
And me.
And I bring my my videographer. So he helps me out.
There you go.
What's up, guys? To kick off the voiceover, I always start with a light warm-up on the treadmill, regardless of the body part that I'm training. At a decent pace, I'll walk for about 10 minutes on incline, and because I was doing a glute workout, I also did some body weight squats with the resistance band as a form of pre-activation exercise to engage my glutes before getting into the workout. I know many people have a difficult time making that mind-muscle connection with their glutes, so if that's something that you struggle with, consider investing in some sort of resistance band. So we kicked it off with deadlifts, which is the main movement of this workout, and you are your strongest at the beginning of a training session, so prioritize the exercises that you need the most strength for at the beginning of your training session. Jeff and I were both pulling conventional, however, you can do the variation you find works best for you. I also wanted to mention that we weren't going crazy heavy here because Jeff is recovering from a back injury, and well, if you've been following me on Instagram, you would have seen that I recently had severe pneumonia, so since then I've been trying to gain my strength back slowly. We used moderately heavy weight in the 10 to 12 rep range. Let's see what you got. And I did one warm-up set followed by 3 working sets. Then we moved on to hip thrusts, and my original intention was to do barbell weighted hip thrusts. However, the gym was just way too crazy and we didn't have the space for that type of setup. If you find this to be an issue in your gym, you can do single leg hip thrusts like we are doing here by just laying a plate across your stomach for added resistance. We used a jump box to lean against, but you can just use a bench if that's easier for you to find in your gym. Make sure to keep your head in a neutral position and drive your heel to feel your glutes activate and then lift you back up. I know this doesn't look like a lot of weight, but they're actually pretty challenging. We did 4 sets of about 10 to 12 reps on each leg of these bad boys. Next, we did barbell weighted walking lunges, and I always start with just a body weight set first. And after I go back and forth with just no weight, I will grab a 40 to 50 pound pre-weighted barbell for 3 more sets back and forth. The weight that I use usually, and actually really just depends on how I'm feeling because this exercise is really taxing. So after the first few exercises and then doing this exercise, I'll grab a weight that feels appropriate for my energy levels. Moving on to dumbbell stiff leg deadlifts. I start with a quick warm up of about 10 reps to pre-engage my hamstrings, and I'll use like 20-pound dumbbells, and then I'll move on to a working weight of about 35 to 45 pounds for another 2 sets of 12 to 15 reps. I keep a slight bend in my knee, making sure to feel a stretch in my hamstrings, and utilize my hamstrings and glutes to thrust my weight forward and up. You want to make that connection with your glutes and hams so you don't rely or strain your lower back. And finally, to finish off this glute workout, I did abductors as heavy as I could go for 4 sets of 12 to 15 reps. However, on the 4th set, I also do a drop set to finish off a glute workout. And I find this finishes off the workout with a nice glute burnout. And that was it. Cheers. So back from the gym, it was a successful glute workout. Well, aside from the fact that it was like super busy and it was hard to get in a workout. My post-workout meal is going to be a scoop of PE Science Select Protein. I'm actually going to make milk for cereal. I'm having more cereal. So I actually got this idea from Travis S. He's another PE Science athlete. He always makes like his milk for his cereal with protein powder, and it's like protein milk. I will also be making chicken Panang, more of a macro-friendly chicken Panang, but it's gonna take some time to make that, so I wanna have this first, and then I'll eat that, and then eat more later. I also topped it with some cinnamon. Welcome to Cooking with Stephanie. I'm going to be making a more macro-friendly version of Thai chicken Panang. If you're not familiar with Panang, it is curry. I get this Panang curry paste from an Asian market. Most Asian markets should have it, specifically the Panang one, not red, not green, Panang. I have a whole can of coconut milk, and this is light coconut milk. I also have reduced fat peanut butter. As opposed to using peanuts, you can use reduced fat. It'll bring down the macros a bit. I have 3 green peppers, already cut, and 1 red. And I also have a whole lot of chicken. It's because my boyfriend's a bodybuilder. It's very high protein. The macros will be on the screen. So let's get started. First thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna spray a pan I'm gonna put in the curry paste. Heat it up at like medium heat. And you kind of have to like cook the curry paste for a minute. Kind of brings out the flavor of it. Don't burn your apartment on fire, that's step 2. And I'm also going to add the peppers, and those are gonna cook while the chicken is cooking. Cover that with a lid. Before I actually put in the chicken, I'm actually gonna put in 1 large tablespoon of this peanut butter. You wanna put this in before you put in the chicken because the peanut butter kind of melts in with the curry. And now I'm gonna add the chicken.
That's a lot of chicken.
Tell me. You're a big person. You don't have to add this much chicken if you'll end up with more of like the sauce if you don't. Just like make sure that you coat the curry and the peanut butter all over the chicken and then cook it all the way through. And then once it's cooked all the way through, we're gonna add the coconut milk. This white shirt will no longer be white after this. I have a very sexy apron. Here, let me throw that on. We're gonna make this. This is an official cooking show now. Whew. It's all the chicken.
Oh, is that it? Is that what that is?
Oh, and the vegetables are in here. You know, living in there.
Your arms look super good here.
This is why I wanted to film myself cooking, is because I'm trying to show off my arm game.
It's very impressive.
Sprinkle a little bit of Splenda on top. Next step is we're gonna combine these, add coconut milk, and that's it. We're gonna move this here. Don't touch that. Can you see that? My bad.
No,
Like,
it's good.
it should have done it this way.
It's okay, you're still learning. You got 6 videos. You're allowed to do that.
I combined all of that in there. If you have eyes, you saw that already. Now I'm gonna add the coconut milk.
That one person who doesn't have eyes is just raging in the comments.
Adding the whole can, because I'll play around. And then I'm gonna stir this all up. Looks pretty good, in my opinion.
Looks good to me.
So after you combine everything, you're just going to cover it and then let it simmer for a bit. And then you're gonna pour it over either rice or
Ice cream.
ice cream and
Cheese balls.
cheese ball tub. You actually put in a serving of cheese ball tub in here.
You should put 1 cheese ball in there just as like just to be your little secret. Like that's your chili powder, like Jesse in Breaking Bad. Your chili pea is actually a cheese bee.
So the secret ingredient to this recipe is that you have to add 1 cheddar cheese ball tub. You add 1 of these, and it's magic. That's
gonna ruin it.
It's not.
No, okay. It's gonna get Hey, what are you doing now? No, put it. That's your secret.
Oh,
Yeah.
no, that's a little stale. You have to add that, or else it's not. It's not traditional Thai Panang if you don't have that.
Yeah. These are straight from Thailand.
This is authentic Panang. Aside from putting it over a serving of rice, which is delicious, if you are a little bit lower carb, you can cook rice cauliflower and put it over that, and it is very delicious as well. Please try out the recipe. I really hope that you liked it. This cheese ball out. Oh! That was bad. It wasn't bad, it was just very hot. Alright. Microwave the rice cauliflower. This is what the rice cauliflower looks like. And you pour it over. Get some more vegetables. There. Ta-da. Thank you guys so much for watching the video. I really hope that you enjoyed it. I actually had a busier day than normal. This wasn't the most typical full day of eating, so I actually plan on doing a totally different full day of eating video. So I'm gonna do all different meals, and I would like to provide more tips on how I control my appetite. But I'm actually at the gym right now. Jeff and I are going to be doing a back workout, which we will be filming. So that will be my next video, so keep a lookout for that. Like the video if you liked it. Please subscribe, and until the next time, I will see you then. Bye-bye.
Bye. Like the video.
I'm actually gonna do a 10K after this. 10K challenge. No, I'm going to do a 15K challenge. That is coming up. I am a woman of my word. Stay tuned for that.